What is up? Back here with a video where I share my personal favorite NHL players playing full-time on their respective NHL brands, teams. I guess that's the right word, but figured that I would make a video for it. Some of them have over a decade of experience, some barely have over 10 games, and it's just ones that I've been really enjoying, whether it's a short time or a long time. Would love to know some of your favorite players down in the comments below who are active. And yeah, let's get going with my personal number 5. Number 5 on my list is definitely the newest guy on my list. Newest guy on my list. He is the only guy so far on my list. But Matthew Schaefer, he has not a lot of games. He was drafted earlier this year, first overall, and I was not expecting a whole heck of a lot out of him. Nothing against him. He seems like he has a really good head on his shoulders, but it was more of he spent most of last season out with, I think it was a broken collarbone, dislocated shoulder, something along those lines, and I figured that he would play the 9 games, have a decent enough showing, and then go back to the kind of deal, just get that I don't know if rust off is the right word, but kind of get back in motion, because I think you need like your shoulder to play hockey, and he has, I think, like 15 games, 10 points or something like that. I don't have the stats in front of me, but whenever I've tuned in to watch New York Islander games, he is I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody else that has played for the Islanders in the 25-26 season, but he's really the that keeps on. I don't know if this makes sense, but like he made the Islanders to me like refreshing, like I'm excited to see Schaefer play, and if I mispronounce his last name, I apologize. But yeah, he is number 5. I can't wait to see where his career goes. Not gonna lie, kind of wish that we would have got him at for Boston. Number 4 on my list is a relatively new guy, like 3rd season in the NHL. Connor Bedard. I would watch him when he played in the Western Hockey League. Impressed me then, and he's impressing me now. Is it exactly what I expected? No, but look at the team that he's played with over his first 2 seasons and whatnot, and again, he's one of those guys where I'm kind of happy that he's playing on the Western hockey. When I say Western hockey, I really mean the Western Conference for Chicago, and again, I'm a Bruins fan, so that's kind of a good thing, but again, kind of wish that he was on our team, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. And similar to Scheifler, I keep on wanting to say Scheifele, but I know that that's not his last name. But either way, he is the only, for me, interesting thing about Chicago for me for this season and the last 2 seasons as well. But yeah, he is number 3. He's number 4, on to number 3. We go from Connor Bedard to Connor McDavid, and this one is more, I don't know if sentimental is the right word, but I've been following hockey in some way, shape, or form since the OHL's 05-06 season, and he is easily, I would say, top 3 best overall players that I've seen in the NHL, and it's one of those things where I don't know if this makes sense. I grew up with the era of Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. The next generation grew up with McDavid, and he is just so much fun to watch, especially the last 2 playoffs, going to Game 7 in 2024 and then Game 6 in 2025 for the Cup Finals. But yeah, it's just one of those things that for myself personally, I can turn off my brain, whether it's preseason, regular season, postseason, and just like enjoy watching him and like be in amazement and whatnot. But either way, best player that I'll probably ever see play in person or on a screen. And then we go from one face of the generation to another face of the generation. The face for myself personally of my generation of hockey, could be biased in that, but Sid the Kid, he's 38, and he's playing like he's 20 in the best way possible. And it's not just this season. At the last couple of seasons for Pittsburgh, not very good. They missed the playoffs, but still, Sid the Kid, it is just fun to watch. He's the longest NHL player that is on my list, kind of deal. And again, this one is, I don't know if recency bias is not the word, just the first two, Matthew and Connor Bedard, were like the new guys, the next guys, McDavid kind of in between, but the body of work over the last, 19 or so years of Sidney Crosby, super impressive. Again, I, as a hockey fan, living in Canada, he's the face of my generation of hockey. Other people might say Ovi, their opinion's wrong, kind of deal, unless you're like, if you're from Russia, then yeah, he's the face of your generation. But anybody else in Canada is saying that. But it's more of a body of work and then just enjoying whatever's left of his career nowadays. Easily my favorite player, no disrespect to anybody else on any of the NHL teams, full-time, part-time, only made one appearance since God knows when, kind of deal, but he's my favorite player on my favorite team, David Pastrnak. And for pretty much the first 15 or so games of the Boston Bruins, plus the last half of the 24-25 season, he's the only, when I say the only, he's number one reason why people would watch. Some people might watch Swayman, kind of deal. Don't get me wrong, goaltender's one of my favorites, but that's more of a biased thing. But I remember when he was drafted a decade ago, wondering who? You could have drafted this guy, that guy, the other guy, and you drafted Pasta something. His name's Pasta. And I was wrong. I don't even remember who I wanted over David Pastrnak. But just being able to see him play is really cool. And he is, from what I've seen, the most, this might sound bad, I don't mean it to, the most human hockey player that's on this list. And other people on my list sound more like a robot than a human. David Pastrnak sounds more like a human whenever he's doing maybe not pre-show, things like interviews, post-game interviews, that kind of stuff. But yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, David Pastrnak is my favorite NHL player right now. It might go down as one of my favorites of all time. So those are my favorite NHL players currently active in the National Hockey League. Would love to know some of your favorites down in the comments below. Treat yourself as well as possible mentally, emotionally, and physically, because you deserve the absolute best without a shadow of a doubt.
I get some bitches know my name. Yeah, they for the best. My boys know my